So this is the air show we went to 3 weeks ago that I told you guys I would post, but it turns out it was actually a week later, so sorry about that. Sorry guys. Okay guys, so this is the Hawk M120 and the engine noises are actually ear piercing. They're so loud, and when it's overhead it's like 1,000 millions and billions and tons of planes are taking off. And anyways, you know me, I love planes, so this was heaven for me.
The Hawk preparing for takeoff onto runway 20.
This is gonna be very loud.
So as he gets airborne, this is a very special aircraft. It's got the tail on the tail. You'll see it's got a different tail to the others. Bygone years, we used to have the Garrett. We had a special display aircraft. That with me over here, married now for 1 week and a couple of extra hours on this Saturday. Still happy, still smiling. JJ, what a good guy. What a good guy. If the world was filled with JJs, it really would be a good place.
Thank you, Brian. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Major Jay Boysat, and I'll be taking you through the Hawk Mark 120 display this afternoon. It will be flown by Colonel Leroy Goosen, call sign Shinobi. The Hawk Mark 120, it's all the way from Britain, built by BAE Aerospace, and it's powered by a 6,500 thrust engine that burns up to 100 pounds a minute when you go full power. So ladies and gentlemen, to put that into perspective, he's burning approximately 40 to 45 liters of Jet 1. Leroy Goosen, call sign Shinobi. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the sound of freedom. Pitching up now, pulling about 4.5 to 5 Gs at the moment. He's squeezing his thighs, squeezing his buttocks, and squeezing his abdomen to keep him. That is the smear tunnel we just did, and that is measure a quick look underneath the aircraft. You see a little flap extended. That is the speed brake or the air brake, and that is now to slow the aircraft down for the configured pass. Colonel Goosen will now lower the landing gear, lower the flaps, and it will bring that aircraft all the way down from 450 knots up to approximately 140 knots now.
Now JJ, we saw on the Hawk, of the 3 Hawks, there was a day glow or a day glow panel. Normally that could be something special or testing from TTC. When I worked with you down there, we had a lot of fancy little gizmos and that. I had a lot of people ask me, what was the day glow panel? I think I know, but it'd be nice if you tell everybody.
So Brian, the day glow panels usually on the Hawk is when we have some tests that we run on the aircraft, and for the flight testing, for the cameras, for everything, we need to put on a different color of panel on the aircraft, and that's also how you know that aircraft is specifically at the moment being used for testing. Ladies and gentlemen, to your right hand side now, at 140 knots, gear extended, flaps down. Colonel Goosen showing you what the aircraft looks like. pass, he approximately burned 2 Hilux Bucky's fuel tanks, just going from the right hand side to the left hand side. Into the air for the barrel roll to the right. That's a nose down attitude of approximately 60 degrees as well, and it will bottom out only 300 feet above the ground. Very important, he's using his heads-up display at the moment with a velocity vector showing him exactly where the aircraft's pointing, and he's using that to make sure that he stays clear of the ground while giving a good performance. The Hawk Mark 120 can do a total of 30 seconds in the inverted maneuver. For the next maneuver, I'm going to hand over to Joyce the Voice, who is one of our mission controllers, and she's our eyes in the sky.
And folks, the Hawk is where the pilots stop learning the basics and start mastering the art of jet combat. Stand by for the 4-point hesitation roll. Let's make sure we count together. Stand by. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is the Hawk Mark 120 led by the trainer.
Yeah, so this air show had so many stuff. They had new aircraft and old aircraft. Yeah. So when there's a new one, I really want you guys to go there. Thanks. Now let me show you this other video of this aircraft that was doing that spiral thing with the smoke. Okay, here it goes. Hey, I told you to roll the clip. Why aren't you doing it? Oh, there it is.
So the aircraft is an extra 350, 2022 model. It has 8 meters of wingspan, a height of 2.6 meters, and a length of 7.2. The engine is a Lycoming 580. That's a 315 horsepower. Got a 318 drop. The maximum speed of that aircraft is 406 kilometers an hour. The structural speed is 154 knots. This signifies that full control engines are permissible up to 154 knots. Stalling speed is 60 knots, and the aircraft is stressed to around just 10 G in aerobatic configuration.
So anyways, that was the end of the air show. Bye. Noodles also says bye. Look at that beautiful formation.